Welcome to the 33rd Annual Make Them Shine Gala. I'm Julie Shortall, CEO of St. David's Center, and I'd like to start with my thanks to each and every one of you for joining our celebration virtually. It means so much to us to know you're choosing to be part of this important moment, to witness the truly life-changing services our staff provide every day, and the difference we're making together in the lives of thousands of families across the Twin Cities. That difference will come to life in two stories we're sharing in the next few moments. Stories that show what's possible for children and families when a community like ours joins them on their path. I can't wait to share them with you as reminders of the results we're able to achieve with your support. Also joining me tonight is the chair of St. David's Center's Board of Directors, Rafael Vasconcelos.
Thank you, Julie. On behalf of our Board of Directors, thank you to each of you making room in your busy lives to be a part of our Make Them Shine Gala. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the generosity of our corporate sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Cargill, our Light the Way sponsors, Health Partners, McGough Construction, and United Healthcare, our vision sponsors, Nyland Johnson, MMA, SFM Hanover. I encourage everyone to learn more about these companies and their active role in social responsibility by clicking on the sponsor button on your screen. The impact of their generosity and their vision for vitality, health, and well-being of our community is profound and will live on for years to come. Thank you so very much.
In addition to the generosity of all of our sponsors and the funds raised in our two auctions this evening, we need your help to raise at least $150,000 to meet the increasing need for mental health services, innovative therapies, and coordinated care for children and families. Nearly 1,700 children waited for services at St. David's Center at some point last year. And at any given time, 300 children are awaiting mental health services, and nearly the same are waiting for occupational or speech therapy. At some point every year, we even stop taking the names of preschool children with developmental needs whose parents hope to enroll them in our inclusive early childhood education program, simply because our program is at capacity. That not only tells me our services are in high demand, it reminds me we have to remain committed to increasing access to early intervention to prevent those needs from escalating. We need everyone's help to reach that goal. No donation is too big or too small. To make a gift at any time, click on the donate button and you will be guided through a quick and easy process.
That's right, Julie. Each St. David's Center family has a unique story of how their therapists, teachers, and home visitors and support staff have seen them as individuals. Listen to and learn from them and use their expertise to build their skills and confidence. To give you a glimpse into one of these special stories, I want to introduce you to a little girl with a smile that lights up a room and more drive and determination than you could ever imagine. Here's Natalie and her parents, Katie and Neil.
We had a marathon for our first date. It just kind of kept going.
It didn't want it to stop.
Yeah. And we were together 3 years before we got engaged. We got married in May of 2018 and then found out we were pregnant like a month later. My pregnancy was pretty uneventful. It was Monday night, and something hurt. And so I just did a lot of breathing exercises and just like, this is probably fine, it's okay. I decided to go into the office on the Tuesday and things just felt weird. I was in a meeting and I was like, I gotta go. Something's wrong. And I called my doctor and just started sobbing on the phone. And they were like, come in at 1. They take in the triage room and they couldn't find a heartbeat.
I had been with her for a lot of her OBGYN visits, and it was always very easy on the ultrasound for them to find Natalie. And this time they had a lot of difficulty, so I knew it was a pretty serious situation. They take her away, and I'm sitting in a room by myself.
Holding your breath is safer than
And I don't know if I'm going to get to see either of them ever again.
Letting go is braver than keeping. When innocent words turn to lies, and you can't hide by closing your eyes.
When pain is all that they offer, like a kiss from the lips of a monster.
So I just held her all night, and then in the middle of the night, I could feel her moving. And I was like, Neil, something's happening. Like, she's moving. And one of the NICU nurses came in, and I was like, she's moving. And they were like, she doesn't do that. I'm like, but she is. And Dr. Landrum came in and said, this is a 180 conversation from what I thought we were going to have. That's when her actual treatment started.
Yourself in a building, up in flames, being told to stand still.
The window's wide open, the sleep is on faith. You don't know who will catch you, but maybe somebody will. The ocean is wild and over your head, and the boat beneath you is sinking. Don't need room for your bags, hope is all that you have. So say the Lord's Prayer twice, hold your babies tight. Surely someone will reach out a hand and show you a safe place to land.
I think what it means to have an inclusive early childhood center is that you have children learning alongside each other, and they're all growing and developing at different trajectories, and they're celebrating the uniqueness of each of themselves and appreciating the differences and the similarities with all the children in the class. Immediately, I knew how special Natalie was. Since August, she's made amazing gains. She's using materials in a different way. Now she's playing with Legos, she's working with snow and polishing things with washcloths and using all different types of materials in the classroom. And I think that is really encouraging her and motivating her to continue to grow and develop. Having all these therapists under one roof and the resources are available, having an inclusion specialist, having your OT available, having a speech therapist available, having children's mental health services available right here under one space makes something really special.
OT has just improved her leaps and bounds. She used to be a person that didn't like to touch things. She didn't like to interact with stuff. She was just kind of content to sit in one place. And at this point, she's moving and she's crawling. She's crawling. She wasn't crawling until she came to St. David's. It's just an incredible amount of improvement since she's been here. And it's been such a short amount of time.
We're so happy with her progress. The change is just, it's indescribable.
The field of occupational therapy really focuses on a broad variety of skills that we develop through the lifespan. We define occupation as basically the activities that a child participates in throughout their daily life. And so our focus can be across the field of play, social engagement and development. We work through the ability to develop self-help skills and hygiene tasks, getting dressed and feeding yourself, and being prepared for a learning environment in the classroom. When Natalie started in with the occupational therapy program, her therapy was really focused on broadening her ability to be mobile across all the environments that she needs to navigate. So whether that be the classroom, the halls, within the community, and also just broadening her ability to socially interact. Her mind can be listening and tuning into whatever her peers are doing and her teacher is teaching, rather than focusing so much on her body and giving everything she's got to that muscle work. She is just ready to take on the world now. She's showing so much more of her personality, and she's got her own ideas now. And so that's just really enjoyable to watch her explore and let her body work in coordination with those ideas and have fun and enjoy everything around her.
From top to bottom, everyone wants Natalie to succeed, and everyone is working as a team to make sure she can, where it's all communication between therapists and teachers. The therapists are making sure that the teachers are aware of what they're working on in therapy so they can continue to work on that in the classroom. It's good to not be alone. I think anything is possible for her. I think she's just on her own timetable, and it might take her a little bit longer than the average kid, but I'm confident that she's going to get there.
I 100% agree. She's gonna do her own thing on Natty Time. It just feels like Natty Time is just sped up a bit since we started coming to St. David's, and it's cool.
And show you a safe place to land.
You worry about your kids making friends and fitting in, and every parent has that. But when you have a kid with a disability who isn't great at communicating, who, historically has preferred to just sit and watch other kids play than to join in herself, to see her being an integral, essential part of the classroom. And that's because of the way that St. David's is set up. It makes me realize that so much more is possible than I had even thought of.
Thank you, Katie, Neil, and Natalie, for sharing your story with us and allowing us to see the important way St. David's Center is there to support families like yours. That change cannot happen without your support. You become part of these families' stories by making a gift to St. David's Center. In just a few minutes, we will join together to raise $150,000 through our Fund a Need program for children like Natalie, who needs access to therapies, a preschool experience with children of all abilities, and coordinated care that supports the entire family as they find their way. We want these children and their families to thrive, and that starts with providing the services that will support them and light their way.
I'd like to introduce you now to another St. David's Center family, to a beautiful boy named Kai, his parents, Monica and William, and his siblings, Azaria and Jordan. You'll see how we respond to the needs of children who have faced trauma in their early years, and not only change their trajectories, but also help parents build the skills they need to support their children as they heal. Kai and his family receive services at the Harmon Center for Child and Family Wellbeing, our clinic in downtown Minneapolis, the first early intervention center of its kind in the area, dedicated to young children who have experienced trauma. Let's meet Kai, Monica, and William.
My name is Monica Soha.
I'm William Taylor.
We met each other at a restaurant about, 14 years ago?
About 19 years.
About 19 years ago.
Somewhere around there, 2003.
We have 3 kids. Azaria, Jordan, he is autistic and blind. And then we have Kai Taylor. He's always looking out for his brother. He's his brother's eyes in a lot of ways. He loves
jumping into the pool.
He loves swimming.
Daredevil.
Yes, he's very active, and he is Daddy's boy. Every morning, he said, I woke up with a smile on my face because I seen Daddy. He went to a childcare in Bloomington, Minnesota. He really loved it. He loved the other children that were there. It was actually a really good daycare for us at the time. Before the incident, he was more secure. He definitely was happier and not as scared. I had gotten a few missed calls at work. The daycare provider had told me that there was a situation, and when I got there, my child immediately told me what happened. He said, "Mom, James hurt me. The individual took a 2x4 and hit my son while he was sleeping. Luckily, there was no internal bleeding and no broken bones."
And it's a fight just to keep it together. I know you think that you are too far gone, but hope is never lost. Hope is never lost.
He hurt my baby pretty bad. He hasn't been the same since.
My feelings was angry. Somebody that we kind of knew, or thought we knew.
As you know, parents, we're here to make sure our kids are secure and safe, and we couldn't do that. And it was a traumatic event, but we didn't think it would affect him as bad as it did, because we had heard people, "Oh, he's young, oh, he'll forget about it, oh." And
It got worse.
the
older you get, the worse it get.
His sense of security was gone. Even people that he trusted and cared about, like my parents, he wouldn't go to them. He was scared to leave mom and dad.
He holds on to me. I can't put him down.
He would get
arms and
frantic.
legs around me. He's ready to go. He's crying. And I ask him what's wrong. He won't say nothing until we get by ourselves. Like, he looked like James. I want to go home.
We could provide love and care, and he would still have these symptoms. We realized real quickly that we needed to seek help. St. David's was a wonderful provider for our older child. It was just natural that we decided to go with St. David's.
A lot of times children who have experienced trauma have sensory memories and trauma memories that come up. They don't have words that are attached to these memories, but they know how it feels. And so to have an occupational therapist on site that can help us manage some of that sensory overload alongside a mental health therapist who can start to define what that might mean in their relationships for them, socially and emotionally, it becomes a secret sauce. When a child doesn't feel safe, they are in the core part of their brain where they are worried about safety all the time. And when children who've experienced trauma shift, even into an environment that is safe or with an adult that is safe, it continues to fire as if they're in survival mode until we as adults can learn how to co-regulate with them and they can move forward with their development.
When Kai started in OT, he was fast and impulsive, and he also has a really hard time being still. We're doing a lot of movement-based activities where he gets a lot of pressure and crashing to help get his body regulated. Having Monica in therapy with us has been invaluable. It allows for teaching on the fly, so I can show her what's happening with him, what she can try at home, and then she's able to carry over those strategies at home. He's made some really nice progress. He's able to pause, think about safety before an activity. Those skills will help him as he gets ready for kindergarten in the fall. We want him to be able to sit and attend and stay in an activity with peers for longer periods of time.
I think it sounds cliche, but it takes a village. And when you have an occupational therapist alongside a mental health clinician who all are working on goals with one family and one child, that is an adrenaline shot into the treatment. I can't think of a better way for a child to get assistance and help around their developmental needs.
I had assumptions, that he had the fears, but I didn't know the extent of how the trauma affected him.
Just remember that you are a fight.
St. David's did help me understand ways to deal with the trauma and better ways of talking about it and playing, just making him feel comfortable.
Since he's been going there, he's been making progress, but he still remember it.
Hold on, don't let go.
Me and Monica always talked about we think it'll stay with him forever because he's not letting it go, and it's still with him in memories.
We always remember the trauma, but St. David's has definitely helped his skills, his coping skills, definitely. His sleep has improved, his separation has improved. He's able to go to Grandma and Grandpa's without crying. Prior to getting help, I just feel like it would have been
rough,
very rough. I'm definitely feeling more optimistic now and more confident that he's going to succeed. If it wasn't for St. David's, he definitely would not be where he is today.
When the night is closing, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end, it's not the end. You're gonna be okay. When the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end, it's not the end. You're gonna be okay.
Such a beautiful story, one that points to the determination of two parents finding their way after someone sets such deep fear in their child's heart, to the spark within a little boy with the whole world ahead of him, and to how St. David's Center joined them on their path. Thank you so much, Monica, William, and Kai, for helping us understand what you've been through and what it means to be part of our St. David's Center family.
Julie, what strikes me the most is that Kai's entire family is getting access to support they need to ensure Kai feels safe and ready to learn, has a strong start in kindergarten, and realizes his full potential. It's so important that more children who have faced trauma get the same opportunity. Maybe you're thinking health insurance, tuition, or government assistance pays for these kinds of services. They are a part of the picture, but they simply don't cover the full costs, which is why we need you and your help.
In just a moment, we'll be joining over 300 guests and hosts, Frank Basilero and Rena Sargentopoulos, at our in-person event in the ballroom of the McNamara Alumni Center. They too have heard Natalie and Kai's stories, and now we're asking that all of you come together to engage as deeply and as meaningfully as you can to support our work. Investing early truly makes all the difference.
I couldn't agree more, Julie. As we are tuning into the ballroom, think about what your support could do for more children like Natalie and Kai. And be ready to make your donation at any point by clicking on the donate button below. Please, give as generously as you can. We will see you momentarily in the ballroom. Thank you once again.